Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be summarizing chapter 2 from our class textbook, and this chapter is all about understanding groups as open systems. So the main idea from this chapter is that groups and group work isn't isolated, it's an open system, which basically means that it's constantly interacting with its environment. And this chapter sort of explores how these interactions shape groups and how they function and how they succeed. The chapter first starts with introducing systems theory, which sees a group as a set of interrelated parts working together to achieve a goal rather than isolated pieces. So these parts include the members, member ideas, their roles, the norms that a group has, communication patterns, and the relationships between each group member. And as I said before, like all of these parts work together. They're sort of a function of the group. So if one part is changed, it does not affect just that one part. It affects the group as an entire system. So after learning about system theory, we kind of go into some key terms like interdependence, which is the idea that group members rely on each other. So for example, like if one person slacks off, is late to meetings, doesn't participate in group work, it affects the entire group and it affects the output or the work created by the entire group. It also talks about input, throughput, and output. So input is what comes into the group, like the types of people that are in the group, the ideas or the information brought by members of the group. Throughput is how the group will process that information. So that's stuff like decision making, coming to agreements, or like compromising, which will happen obviously through discussions. And then output is the result of that input. So like a group project, a group presentation, a final decision, a solution to a problem, things like that. Another key term was feedback. So this is the information that the group gets from outside or from within the group about how the group itself is doing. So positive feedback will encourage the group to keep doing what they're doing, whereas negative feedback shows that things need to be changed within the group, whether that be like the rules that the group has, the type of communication that's happening between group members, so things like that. And the environment was also brought up, so that's how the group is affected by external forces, like things like time limits, culture expectations, societal expectations, or just what's happening in the environment around where the group is meeting. Another term that was brought up was equifinality, which means that there's more than one way for a group to succeed. So like there can be different ideas, different solutions, there can be different paths to success as a group. So there's not just one way to do well as a group or one way to solve a problem. So yeah, and then it also talks about how this chapter also talks about how groups must adapt to survive. So being too rigid, being closed-minded, and not accepting feedback or constructive criticism can lead to failure within groups. So all in all, this chapter helps us see that effective group communication depends on understanding how the group interacts with itself and also the environment. And if we recognize these systems, they can help us improve our collaboration, and we can achieve more group goals, solve more problems, and just create better work when working in groups.